Thank you very much, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Hello there and welcome to Strength for Tomorrow Radio. It's me, Stuart Thompson. Again, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you're well, hope you've had a great week. This week I've got a special guest. His name is Warren Nugent. Warren is from the Kingdom of Mourne. He's from Silent Valley. Basically Silent Valley is his back garden. But Warren and I have been friends for about 10 years or so now. We've done a bit of travelling together around Croatia and Bosnia, and Warren's going to tell us a little bit about his attitude to health and fitness and how he's got into cold water therapy. He does sports massage, he does pilates, he plays rugby, and he tells us some dramatic stories about how he almost died as a child, and one embarrassing story about himself. He also takes the mick out of his brothers and sisters, so it's well worth listening to. I'm not going to talk anymore, we're going to get straight into it, so hope you enjoy this one. Hello and welcome to Strength for Tomorrow Radio. My name is Stuart Thompson, and today I'm joined by a good friend called Warren Nugent.
Hey.
Or if you're friends with him on Facebook, he's called Wah Nug Nug.
Wah Nug Nug, yeah.
Can you tell us about that before we get, what's the deal with that? Are you a secret agent or?
I wish it was a really, really awesome story, but the truth is, my niece, she didn't know how to say my name, Warren, so she came out with Wawa. So she calls me Wawa. It's now revolved into my work. Everybody calls me Wawa. And on Facebook, I just thought, Wah Nug Nug. For a change.
I thought maybe like you had a stalker or something, you were trying to evade them, so you changed your name. Or I was going to ask, why is your niece, who's quite young, why is she on Facebook already? But she's not, it's just you've changed that voluntarily.
I just changed that voluntarily.
Fair enough. Okay, well, before we go any further, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your age, your height, your weight, how many teeth you have, that sort of thing?
Very personal questions.
They're only going to get more personal from here, Warren.
So I'm Warren Nugent. My age is 30. But people think I'm 25.
Everyone thinks you're at least 35.
Yeah, you're right. My height is the height of nonsense. My weight is up and down.
Christmas weight. It's July. It's going to be August when this goes out, probably.
I don't go by numbers. I go really big, small, medium, large.
He's not giving anything away, is he? He's being very elusive here. Okay, yeah, keep going.
Used to be a spy. What else? You want to know my age? You want to know my name? My weight?
This is an interrogation.
You want to know my siblings?
Yeah.
Three bros and one sister.
Three brothers and one
Three
sister.
brothers and one sister.
And who is the fittest out of all siblings?
Silly question, Stu. Silly question.
You can't say yourself.
Has to be job.
Why are we laughing so hard at that?
People knew who he was.
And who's the most handsome?
Again, that's a silly question, Stuart. It's me.
It's you, okay. And who's the smartest?
Smartest?
Yeah. Most intelligent.
Let me see.
This could take a while.
You've got John with the hair. Jason with the hair. You've David with a beard. You've Rusty. You've sister with a long hair. Ma, she's in there too. I'm gonna say it has to be a draw with all of them.
A draw. That's a very diplomatic answer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right. Icebreaker to get us going. Because I know you're probably really nervous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you're quivering here.
You're sweating away
No.
here. So we're going to play an icebreaker, and it's called overrated or underrated, and you have to
Okay.
answer really quickly. Okay, so think fast, answer instinctively. Facebook,
Overrated.
correct. I would agree. Sit-ups,
Underrated.
underrated. Okay, why?
I think they're underrated because people don't necessarily do core.
Do it
sit-ups.
correctly.
Do it correctly, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, debate that later maybe with Coldplay.
Oh, definitely overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
McDonald's,
Oh, overrated.
very overrated.
Very.
Armpit hair.
Oh, totally underrated.
Why?
Because, I mean, who doesn't like a bit of, you know...
For men or women, do you mean?
Oh, right. We can debate about that later.
Salads.
Underrated.
Really?
I do.
I get overrated, but okay, it's your show. Whatever. iPhones.
iPhones are overrated.
Overrated? Yeah, 100%. Muhammad Ali.
He is underrated.
Really? Because everybody rates him really highly as far as I know.
They don't really know them the way I do.
Me and Ali, we're like
Yeah,
that.
like that.
Okay, next, can you tell me an embarrassing story about yourself? Now, you mentioned before we started rolling the camera that you were going to mention an embarrassing story about me. It's an embarrassing story about you, not me, okay? And if you tell me one about me, I'll just edit it out.
Okay. You can try. There's a few, but one I do remember was back in 2011. My brother Jason, he was going to do Duke of Edinburgh, but he had also signed up for like Fun Run Marathon, Belfast Marathon, and he couldn't do it. So I said, "Oh yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it." So got in the bus with the rest, and there was about 30 of them. Went down, got photos taken in the city hall, and got the start. Started running, and the fun run is like 12 miles. So I running, and I said to myself, "Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. How far is 12 miles?" It's because I didn't drink anything. I didn't take any water. Running along, and I seen the 13 mile, and I said to myself, "Oh, okay, right. I ran on here.
Nobody told me. Where's the finish line?
Nobody told me. I don't know where to go. I don't know where anybody else is at. I'm just gonna have to keep on running here."
You sure this is actually a race, or were you just
now that you say that,
running around like a headless chicken on your own, pretend it's a race? I'm winning.
And the worst of it is, it was a warm day. It was clammy. Running along. Didn't know where anybody was. So I thought, right, okay, I'm gonna have to run to the end here to find out where everybody's at. So I kept on running. I managed to complete the whole marathon without any training, about 3-4 days notice. I then thought at the end of the race, oh, that's pretty sore. Oh, I'll get a massage. So went and got a massage.
On the same day as this?
Same day.
Yeah.
After the massage, it was fantastic. Got out, walked back to the bus, and the road was like, "Where were you at? I goes, just ran the whole marathon there and got a massage there. What? "We've been waiting for you for 2.5 hours. He goes, "What? We called the police, we called the ambulance. Your name's been called out all over Belfast." You know, I was lying in the ditch, and anybody from the rest of the world lying inside the road.
Wow.
I know.
That's like a really cool story, because it's like a really humble brag. Like, I'm such an idiot. I ran a whole marathon.
I know. I
I'm
can't
so
believe it.
silly. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's mad.
I know.
Just accidentally.
Just accidentally. Yeah.
Ran it.
Uh-huh.
And were you in pieces the next day? How did you feel?
Funny thing was, I wasn't. I was able to do a bit of running the next day. It was the day after.
And had you been doing any running at all up until that?
No, not really. Nothing.
Random stuff, like just
yeah,
fun.
random stuff like rugby and football, that kind of thing, but nothing,
Just shows you.
long duty of
So you
running.
didn't like carb load. You didn't take on extra water.
No,
And you just ran.
just ran.
You know what I've got in mind right now? Forest Gump.
And that's when I said, I think I'm going to go home now.
That's I wouldn't say it's embarrassing a little bit, but it's impressive at the same time. So well done, you got both of those in there in the one story. Do you have anything that dramatic happened to you whenever you were a child? And I know like we've all got, because you got what, three brothers,
3 brothers,
a sister. There's bound to be some beatings that going on there.
There's big beatings. big beatings. They still go on today. Probably when I was 7.5, I ended up burning the back of my legs in a bonfire. I ended up with 18-degree burns. I had to learn how to walk again. I spent extensive time in hospital. I ended up almost dying 3 times.
My word.
I had to get skin graft from my legs to the back of my legs. Went through again extensive physio to try and walk again. And
how long was this over? How many years or months?
I was 7. It took probably a good year for me to try and get back to.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have the scars. You know, I'll always have the scars on the back of my legs. And I don't have the same sensation in the back of my legs, because nerves and everything were damaged.
Yeah.
But it probably took over a year for that to try and happen.
And you've had like sun or anything, does that impact it if you get sunburned or you get too much sun on it? Does that...
Yeah, so I'd have to watch if I was out, if it was really warm. But the skin has kind of, over the years, been able to tolerate it. So it's been built up over the years. So
it was none of your brother's fault. I thought it was going to be really like Dog John or Jason or David in there, but no.
Nope, just
nobody else's fault.
nature.
Yeah, it's just always things. It's nice to have someone to blame though, isn't it, at the same time?
I know. I couldn't blame anyone. I couldn't hold that over them.
Hold it over the rest of their life. The rest of your life. So, can you tell me a bit about your background, like how you get into fitness and how your attitude towards it growing up?
So, in our household, we were always, because we had brothers, sisters, that, we were always influenced. So they played sport, I played sport. We were always active, so always running, climbing up trees, and if there was any events on, going to all the sporting clubs, football, rugby, anything that was on. We loved to try it all. So started off at a young age, and obviously through primary school, through high school, you want to get involved in the sporting groups. Loved football. Played football for years. Then when I was 16, I converted from football to playing rugby for years and years. But between that there, I always enjoyed still playing football and trying different sports and just testing myself on different sports and seeing how hard or how far I could push myself on them.
So is rugby your main thing then?
Rugby was my main thing.
You still play rugby now?
I don't, not at the moment. No, not with everything that's happened with COVID and there's different structures happened and the contact involvement with the rugby. So I haven't been able to play rugby now in a few years. But I'm hoping at some point to get back playing it again or take up new hobbies, new sports.
Cool. And so those are the main ones that you've kind of tried. Is there any kind of in the periphery, any sports like are a bit out there that you've tried that other people might not be aware of over the years? Or?
Surfing.
Surfing, yeah.
Love to surf.
Yeah.
If I would tell anybody to, and they haven't tried it, go and try surfing. And you don't even have to be a strong swimmer. You just have to know
how to call for a lifeguard.
Basics, Hey, help me, please. I'm not waving to say hello. And you can do that up north or Donegal.
It's like crap on this coast though, isn't it? It's not really big enough waves most of the time.
Most of the time, down here there's not great waves, but if you go up towards the north coast, it's where you're going to get the good waves. But it's good fun, exhilarating.
How would you say, how's your attitude to fitness changed over the years, or nutrition, fitness and nutrition? So I started going to the gym. Well, basically, I realised what kind of fitness that was at an early age because of the dramatic incidents that happened at a very young age. I had to do physio, so I had to learn and understand to do these exercises. In order to do these exercises, that is going to enable me to get stronger. So it has changed over the years. Because over the years you see the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, you see all the strongman competitions, and the way the media has looked at fitness and the way we look at fitness has completely changed as well. So it was all, this is how you look, if you've got a six-pack, you're really fit, but that is not necessarily, that's not the case. Because you don't need a six-pack to be fit. Isn't it funny how people hold a six-pack up as the pinnacle of fitness or strength? And yet you have to get, like a lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people have to get into quite a unhealthy state to get a six-pack and an unsustainable lifestyle to get a six-pack. not everybody, but some people do. Genetically, it's a lot harder for some people than others. But it's funny how that six pack is held up as a. And they could have someone who's really sore back, but they've got a six pack.
Yeah, so they're really fit. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them.
They must have a strong core, got strong, six pack, visible.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It feels like just a decrease in body fat. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Or genetics.
Yeah. No, it's funny that, but so your attitude's kind of.
It has really changed. It's more. So I PT'd. Whenever I personal trained somebody, I never worried about the numbers. It was more, are you doing the exercise better than you were, and how are you feeling mentally, physically? Yeah. So it was less worry on the numbers, how your weight was, because people can get bunged down by numbers, and more, how are you feeling? Are you doing the exercise? Are you doing one more rep better than you did last time? Yeah. Instead of worrying about weight, because weight fluctuates. It goes up and down every day. If you eat a meal, it goes up. You know, it's completely.
It's a bit of a liar, really, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my attitude, yes, has changed big time. It's, I think over the years, because you've trained in the gym for so many years, you understand how your body works and the biomechanics and the anatomy of the body, and what's the right thing and the wrong thing to do. Necessarily what's right for somebody else, is it going to be right for you? And just the understanding of fitness and what fitness is and what healthy eating is. It's completely changed. Yeah,
because I suppose, as you said, not every exercise is bad for everybody, but some exercises are better for some people than others. For example, if you have an injury history, say you've damaged your knee, some exercises aren't going to be ideal for you compared to somebody else. So if you get a program off the internet, this is the program, it's magic, do it, and you look like this or you'll achieve that. But if you've got an injury history, if you're a little bit older, if you're in one of those demographics, guess what? It's probably not going to be ideal for you. If it's like remember the design of cockpit in a plane for the average human. It didn't fit anybody. No. There's no average humans. Everyone's different arm lengths and different torso and all those things. But it's important that it's exercises accordingly to the person, isn't it?
I think I actually enjoyed that, because it was a challenge for you to work with somebody that necessarily can't do that exercise, work around it, but still get the same, the same result, benefits. The same benefits, and that
keeps it interesting too, doesn't it? It makes you have to think a lot harder on your feet and adapt it and
because I've went through my own last year, ended up breaking my ankle, so I basically had to, the whole biomechanics, posture, everything had to completely change, and I seen it as a project in this whole lockdown rather than as a negative. So I thought to myself, I'm going to take this on board and deal with it.
That's a funny story actually. You should share that one. So you broke your ankle, and how long were you walking about on it for?
So I broke my ankle.
It's not funny, but it is funny.
It is. I couldn't believe it myself. I was like, what? I broke my ankle and I walked about on it for 3 weeks.
As you do.
And then I thought to myself, this probably isn't getting better.
Sticking out here.
I'm gonna go to the hospital, and that's when they also said, it's broke, and I'm like, oh, okay. There you go.
Bye.
That's why I was so sore. I've also did the same in rugby as well. Ended up breaking my ribs, ended up playing for 6 weeks. I thought I just had bruised.
You just thought the jokes were painful. Or people were playing jokes and you were laughing. Oh, it hurts. It's so funny, it hurts. Oh. So did you have to re-break your ankle or anything then? Or what did the...
So, there's lots of different things. So they were talking about taking bone marrow from the hip to create bone fragments in my ankle to build the bone up again. The outcome of that, and I had researched, I love researching, were not very good. Basically, if you research surgery, if you do surgeries, it's not necessarily going to fix it.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like playing with Lego and sticking a bit on it. A bit from there, put it on there, or plasticine or something.
How's it going to go? We don't really know.
It'll be fun for you to do though. Yeah.
So then I did go to a consultant, and he was really, really good. He looked at it, examined it, and he basically said that I'll get you injection in the ankle, which I also researched. And went to research. I was, reassured that it was going to work. Did that, and then he got me his friend that's a podiatrist, so we got orthotics. The orthotics work with the physiotherapist, so I was doing physio for over a year. I ended up doing about 2 hours of physio every single day to try and get the ankle fixed, and I would say now that it's near 100% again.
Yeah. Was that all in one go, 2 hours, or did you break it up across the day?
No, 2 hours won't go.
It's one solid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every day.
Yeah.
To try. That's how committed. The physio said that you're a joy for us because you're the person that actually does everything that we say, and I'm like, well, I want to get it fixed. So that's the stubbornness, and that's
the case. I think you hear that so often from people who have surgeries, and the surgery was a success. Like the surgeons are happy with it, but the rehab, they just go, it's a bit sore, I don't want to do anything with it, and they leave it and leave it and they leave it, and it's not a success anymore because they haven't rehabbed. They haven't done their part, even though the surgeons done their bit.
Well, people don't understand it's the rehab that actually is the most important part. Yeah.
Scar tissue and breaking that and all that. Yeah. I've never broken anything, thankfully, but well, I think you've broken enough for both of us.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah, no, that's mad. So the other thing I was going to ask you about is cold water swimming or cold water therapy. What is it you refer it to it as, or what do you do?
Cold water swimming, cold water therapy, they're kind of the same. I started, because I'm a lifeguard, so I'm used to the water. I've always loved the water, loved jumping into the sea, loved it. I've always been at home with the water.
Have you loved it since you've seen Baywatch?
That is when I really loved it.
Is that your inspiration?
Yeah. That's what I hum every time I go into the water.
Do you run slow motion as well, or is that just
that's the only way you can do it.
That's the only way.
Yeah. Which is actually true. I started, so I read up about it and thought, I'm going to try this for my ankle to get the inflammation down.
Yeah.
So if people don't know, cold water therapy basically is really good for decreasing inflammation. But there is certain times where you have to learn and understand when to do it. So if you were to go in straight after a training session, if you're doing like a strength training out there, it's not really recommended because you're not, the muscles aren't going to react well to it. If it's a run or something, it can be okay. You just have to understand when to, a few hours, timing of going in. I started it because I hurt the ankle. I started going down to the sea, and then my brother John, he came down with me. We kept on going every day. This was last year. Rain, sunshine, we went down. And the feeling that you get, the euphoria, is just amazing. And then when you research into cold therapy and what it actually does, and I've researched and looked into the Wim Hof method, and it's amazing. Like it boosts your immune system. It can, because it boosts your immune system, it means that it can help take away or help defend against various illnesses. It can also reduce your inflammation. It's really good for your skin. Really healthy, and actually really good for your hair.
Is that why your hair is
this is why my hair is flowing.
I thought that was perm, but
sorry to disappoint you. It's
the cold water. I've got to stop myself balding. Does that work?
It does.
Yeah.
It does work completely.
I need to get your word on that.
But the thing is, the thing to do whenever you're doing cold water therapy is not to bomb in, not to jump into the water, because
that's why I do it.
You're doing it wrong.
Oh.
You basically have to introduce yourself to the water. Because if you go jumping in, you don't know what way. So
it's not like, hello, I'm Stuart. Pleased to meet you, water.
You can check. Yeah, you can do it if you want, but people are going to think you're a bit crazy. So you introduce yourself. So the way I started doing it was, so for example, the shower. You first take a warm shower. You then gradually turn the shower slightly cold. You then introduce your arms.
You lost me. As soon as you said turn temperature down, lost me.
No way. Life changer. You introduce your legs, shoulders, then you get the whole body underneath. And it's roughly to say 2 minutes, your body should start to feel, used to the cold. So that shock factor that people get, it should last around 90 seconds. That's just the body. That's the body just getting used to the environment that it's in. Because the body, as well, it's going to react to it, but it's going to also adapt to it. So you're going to be burning calories because the heart's going to be pumping more.
It's going to, what the crap's happening right now?
What's happening here? It's going to pump more, so it means that you're going to be burning the calories. So just sitting in it is going to burn calories. So if you start swimming in it, it's going to burn extra calories because your body has to sustain the heat in order to keep you alive and get the blood flowing around. It's also very good for blood circulation. So what I found was when I did it, the blood circulation, say I had any pains at X, they start just disappearing. Your mood, so it's also stated like in studies that it can take away depression, which is amazing for a lot of people. Takes away stress, anxiety, and again, it's great for your endocrine system and the endorphins in your body. Just lets them release. It's really it is.
Does lots of stuff.
Does lots of stuff.
Probably lots of stuff we don't know what it does yet, like beneficial things.
There's so many. There's studies going on at the moment to try and find out.
It's like exercise and strength training and all that. I mean, everybody knows it's good for you, but it's only now they're kind of researching more and kind of confirming what we already know. You feel it, you benefit from it, but the studies that are doing are kind of confirming what we already know it. You know what I mean? It's good for you. It's better for your quality of life and your longevity as well. I've done it before in the sea. Do you prefer it in the sea, or do you prefer it in fresh water, or in a river, or a lake? Or
so there's certain times like in the sea where the minerals are going to be the strongest. Again, I noticed it's so weird, but my skin will keep became so soft and so pure.
Water, is it?
Salt water. So I mix it up. So I would go to the rivers up in the mountains. Anywhere there's water, I try and venture out and see, what it's like. Get on waterfalls. It's just I like both. So I was going in every day for like 4 months at Cronfield down at the sea, and I was going out that much that the seals kept on coming up.
The Navy seals.
Yeah.
They're in there.
Sorry, I did that again. Don't shoot me.
He's liberating the cold water now.
I've a lot to live for.
The seals came out.
The seals came up, and they're like the dogs of the sea. So they came up and they're so nosy. And I remember one time I was underneath the water, and I had popped up and just floated the hair.
Like the campaign advert.
The hair.
Herbal essences.
Yeah, exactly. Advert.
Other products are available.
I didn't realise the seal had come up as well. And I was looking around, and I looked round, and seal looked round to me, and we're like, whoo! And it popped down on the water, and I popped up.
And they're weird eyes. Like, they're really beady. Like, they're so deep or something. You never see their eyes and seals.
Yeah, they're just massive.
They're
so black. But they're weird because they do come up, and they're really inquisitive and look at you. But I find it, if you stay calm, relaxed, you're fine. They will come up, but it's cool. It's totally fine. It's amazing seeing nature. You're in the sea and nature's coming up to you.
They've got a massive advantage though, because all the blubber on them to keep them warm. Whereas, like, you probably don't.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Just confirm that.
Yeah,
Nip that in the blood right now. I don't have as much blubber as I say.
No, I don't.
So yeah, you're getting loads of benefits from the cold water.
Loads of benefits.
Yeah. And would you encourage people to kind of try it out, or how would they go about trying it out in a safe way so they're not going to end up with hypothermia or...
you definitely don't want hypothermia.
That's not one of the benefits.
No, it's not. So as I said earlier, so if you want to start cold water therapy, start in the shower. So again, have it warm, okay, because you want to open up your vascular system, okay. Get the heat into it, then slowly turn it to a colder temperature, okay, because your body's going to adapt that because it's not going to be used to it. It's going to close the vascular system, but it doesn't. Can be for 30 seconds. It can be for a minute. It just depends how much you can tolerate. But I wouldn't go straight into the sea. I wouldn't go straight into the river. If you are doing it, I would always recommend going in slowly.
Yeah.
Okay, going in nice slowly. Go with somebody. Again, make sure that you have no, underlying health problems that is going to affect you doing the water, the cold water therapy, the shock of it. Again, it lasts 90 seconds, but it can last a lot longer for somebody else. Again, that's when hypothermia can kick in. And there's a little rule of thumb, like whatever temperature the water is, that's kind of what the amount of time you kind of stay in the water.
Yeah.
It's just a little guide for people, that aren't really used to the cold water therapy.
Yeah. So
I would start with definitely go with somebody, because there's a lot of risk that you don't know what could happen.
Yeah.
Someone is there, it's always good.
Yeah.
Start nice and gradually. Don't go in balls blazing. Just start nice and easy, and work your way up to it, and your body will tolerate it, and you will get used to it, but you're gonna still get that high
the benefit of it.
Yeah.
How long would you go for initially if you're starting? If you hadn't done it for, say you'd stopped doing it for 10 years or whatever, and you were going in for extra, just someone who's never experienced before, would you go for a minute or 5 minutes, or how's the temperature?
You see a lot of top athlete performance physios and that kind of thing. They'll say that you go in for recovery for the likes of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but the timing, there's not a massive amount of studying done on that. Again, if I was starting off, I would do a minute, 2 minutes, and gradually work up every time you go in, a minute more, but I wouldn't do over the likes of, I wouldn't do over 10 minutes or 15 minutes. 15 minutes would be the max.
Ever? No matter how experienced you were, or?
Yeah. Again, it just depends. Again, with the cool water therapy, what you're putting in the tune is your meditation almost, your commitment to the water, your breathing as well. So you need to learn how to breathe while you're doing it as well. Don't panic. You need to breathe nice and slowly. Stay calm, okay? Because then, again, when you're going into the water nice, that's why you go into the water nice and slowly. You can control your breathing. Go in and then get nice and settled. Yeah.
I've done it I haven't done it this year. I used to do it pretty regularly, in the autumn time and even the colder months. I think it's just more fun then, because you shouldn't be in the water.
I know.
But I've done it kind of Christmas Day, and then I did it my wedding morning, which is late October. And there's video footage of it. But I find I get so tired so quickly. If you're trying to swim, it won't even be 10 minutes. It'll be 5 minutes swim, like a paddle I would call it. I'm not a great swimmer, but I'd be swimming, and I would come out exhausted, and I would be so tensed up, my muscles and everything would just be so tightened because of trying to keep warm, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've gone about it completely the wrong way, but I just, a bit like a plaster, rip it off, jump in, get everything wet, get everything cold, and then go for it and just keep trying to move, and then I just get exhausted and come out again. Now, I do it kind of more sporadically. I wouldn't do it as committed as you every single day, but I'm assuming if you could do it every day, you build up that tolerance, you build up that adaptation.
Yeah.
The more regularly you do it.
Yeah, you'll build up the tolerance, to the water. Again, the big thing with it is the wind chill. Probably is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's why that's really how it can affect you big time, because the wind chill.
I love it. See, it was a nice cold, a crisp, frosty morning, and go in and there's no ripple in the sea, and you go in and there's no waves and no wind, and you go in and it's cold. Obviously, the air's cold, but it's not that chill from the wind.
You don't get the chill factor. I know. That's why I would say also wrap up immediately after you get out of the water.
Yeah.
Okay, get the blood flowing again.
Yeah.
Okay, because the heat it's kind of flushing out. So it's going to flush out the bad toxins in the body.
Yeah.
Again, whenever you get out, the heat go into the body. Again, it's going to circulate the blood flow.
Yeah.
And that's kind of refreshing your body again.
Yeah.
Any lactic acid of that in the body, it's going to flush all those bad toxins out.
Yeah. Cool. So you mentioned obviously things have sucked in the world for the last year and a half, all the nonsense that's been going on. But
what's happened?
I don't know. Turn on the news if you want to. I wouldn't bother. But can you tell me a bit about the online Pilates classes that you started doing to help kind of serve people you were serving previously with Pilates? Yeah,
so I've been doing Pilates for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Then all this craziness happened, and I had my ankle break, and that happened, so I couldn't wait to get this right again, because I wanted to try and get people back, because I heard people kept on coming, is Pilates coming back? And I'm like, no, can't come back, we can't meet. So this is when I set up my All Nice Pilates. to help people get back into the routine of things, and just to give people a bit of an uplift.
Yeah,
again,
a bit of community maybe as well.
Community, talk to each other, put a bit of positive vibes into people's lives again. And I started it, and the response to it is fantastic. You know, it's so rewarding whenever people give you comments. You know, oh, that was really good class. You know, I'm feeling better, because you know that you're helping somebody. You know. And it's really rewarding to know that there. You know, I love Pilates, and I would tell anybody to do Pilates. It's not a girl thing. You know, people initially think, you know, men and that think, oh, it's a girl thing. It's not. It's for everybody. It's so good to prevent injuries and to stress free. See, for sleep as well, amazing. So good. No,
I've done it before in the past. It's been a while since I've done it, but I remember trying it, and I was pretty heavy into weights then. But I remember trying it and thinking, this will be a breeze, right? I was crippled the next day. Like, core, so, you know, easily doing millions of sit-ups, weighted sit-ups, all the hardest variations of core work you can do, and then you try and hold it. You know, you do it for Pilates style and hold, do it this angle, do that angle, do it this elevation. Like, you're doing all these different things with your own body. I don't even, like, I know some Pilates classes use weights and use different tools. I was just doing my body weight, and I was in agony. So I know there's people I know who have done Pilates and like didn't get out none of that, and I'm thinking it's because you did it wrong.
Yeah.
You weren't
I never
right.
felt that at all. And I'm saying to myself, you didn't do it wrong.
You can't. You did it wrong. You can't control your body well enough to have done it right. That's the problem. No matter how good of an instructor someone is, if someone doesn't do it and they cheat on it, they're not going to get the benefit of it, are they?
Exactly. It's like, and it's pointless, because you want to do it, and I say you want it to be tough, because that's when you know you're really working your body. It's all about balance. You're balancing, you're basically controlling everything, all the movements that you do in your body, and people aren't used to that. Kind of let their limbs go whatever way, but whenever you control what you're doing, focus on what you're doing, and breathing as well. The breathing technique in it is like, just not for Pilates, it's for, you know, lots of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's great. You're able to benefit so many people online, and bring a bit of community, have a bit of a laugh, and you know, meet regularly. Give some people a bit of consistency and a bit of regularity, because you know, everybody's weekends and everything are out the window. There was no break between the weeks, so at least you have a class that's online, maybe. At least you have that, something to look forward to and something to base your life and your schedule around. Put it in your schedule. And what about massage, like sports massage? Is it massage therapy or sports massage you do? Or
sports massage, I have done it in the past. I'm looking to start it up again. But I've always had a passion for the anatomy of the body, how it works, the biomechanics, you know, what way it functions. The sports massage is something that I do, and something that I'm passionate about. But again, with everything that's happened, you know, the past 2 years, it's hard to start it up, because people are always wary, and you know, the social distancing and all this kind of thing. So it is something that I'm looking to progress in, to start up. No,
you said it yourself, you benefited from it. You went and got your crazy marathon experience. So you feel the benefits. Whenever you feel the benefits of something, it's easier to kind of get into that and to help other people apply it as well, and to use it.
And because I played so many sports for years, I know when people say, what's wrong, you know, they'll say, oh, I've got this problem, or there's something injured. I kind of can, you know, relate, because I'm saying to myself, oh, well, I knew somebody that had that there, I know. Or I've had that myself, so I can, you know, help you with this here injury to try and fix you.
And would you say it's obviously soft tissue manipulation a lot of the time, but is it the fascia, or is it the muscle you're trying to do with it, or?
So people will always mix up sports massage with like physiotherapists. Physiotherapists are more equipment based. They'll have more knowledge, but the sports massage therapist will be very hands on. They will target certain areas where you find, you know, you have problems with. They'll try and target that area, try and fix that, try and give you a wee bit of rehabilitation with that certain injury. Again, it is deep tissue massage and fascia. It's all the muscular skeletal end of it.
Yeah, it's hard work. Like, you know, I mean, if you ever tried to give any, girlfriend or the wife a massage, like, it's hard on the hands. I mean, like, after 2 minutes, you're like, right, that's enough. Like,
You're done.
I'm not professional. But like, it's tough on the fingers. You're actually like doing it for any amount of like conviction, and then getting the benefit of it. Like, it's sore in the fingers after a while.
It is sore in the fingers, but because I train in it, there's certain ways you stand. You have your stance where it takes pressure off your back, your arms, your fingers, so you can do hour sessions. You can do 5 videos like people, throughout the day, and you feel fine.
Yeah, technique with it then.
Technique, yeah. The technique. It's all about the technique.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're walking about the guest because your fingers don't work.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, I can't do you today.
That's one way to get out of it. Yeah. And what about mindset? Like, obviously, you're getting over your ankles, pretty much there, you think. But mindset, how important do you think that is when it comes to training or life in general? Having a good, positive mindset or a good attitude. Yeah,
it's always important to have a good attitude in life in general. If you have a positive attitude, you're going to go far in life. If you have a negative attitude, then you're not going to do, because you have no self-belief in yourself. Towards the training and the general life, it all mixes into one. I mean, you have to be positive. So, for example, if somebody wants to get fit, they also have to be positive. They can't be negative about it. Yeah. But of course, you have to have negativity in your life to bring out positivity, and that is the mindset. I mean, like, if you say, for example, with your training, you have to believe that you are going to push yourself. You're going to focus. And it's all about the learning as well. If you have a positive attitude to learning, you're going to learn how to focus. You're going to learn how to adapt your body and push yourself through training and life in general. Yeah. It's all about learning. Yeah. You're going to have downfalls in life, of course. Like, that's natural, but you have to learn how to deal with those.
So there are opportunities to show that positivity. Like, whenever you have a setback or something, you have an opportunity then to kind of, right, how am I going to attack that? How am I going to get past that? How am I going to get over it? Because if it's always kind of a level plateau, then you don't have it down to kind of have to get up over. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Get back to the mountain. Exactly. It's always level. Yeah.
It's like I have read, when I was off, I started reading a book by Ant Middleton, and it's basically about.
Heard of him?
Yeah, see, he's been around,
Great beard.
Yeah. Some people tell me that you look like him, but I don't know.
I don't know who should be more offended, actually. Him or me, because he's probably 15 years older than me. But anyway.
Good question. Comment, Ant Middleton. With your mindset as well, you have to be optimistic. You can't not be optimistic. You have to know and understand your environment as well. You can't be naive to what's going on around you or what's happening in yourself. You have to understand that as well. And also, you have to have gratitude. You have to be thankful for the people around you, and also be with positive people, because positive people breeds positivity. In yourself.
Also someone who's bringing everything down and it's not going well. Yeah.
I would say, if you have anybody like that, get away from them.
Kill them.
Yeah.
Can't say that.
I mean.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I think there's probably a time when you have a word with them, but like, listen, sort your attitude out, don't you?
Yeah.
Maybe not go around and just cut them off and like blank them, but like maybe actually have a word and say, like, listen.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're lowering the vibe, like. Come on, get yourself up.
And then sometimes you just need to be brutal, because
sometimes that's a kick up the bum people need, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a time and a place. Obviously, it takes a bit of guile to kind of know when that time and place is, because you don't know what other people are going through and why they're like that. But I think you have to be empathetic, but also try and help them, but kind of bring them along with you if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, what are your current training goals? Are you trying to work towards anything? Are you going to try and run 2 marathons in a row accidentally, or are you goal orientated with regards to training?
At the moment, I'm just kind of having fun with different training methods. I'm not really going for one particular kind of goal. I've actually started to enjoy running more again. I'm very into resistance bands training, you know, for the longevity, not for the here and now kind of a thing. I'm looking to hopefully do, it's called the fan dance. It's in mid-Wales. It happens, you can either do it in the summertime or the wintertime.
Yes.
It's over a 24-kilometre.
That's what you're trying to talk me into, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Except I hate running, so...
We can just walk fast.
Get like that. Yeah.
So basically it's held by ex-SAS militants, and it's a charity. It's basically the same route that the SAS take for selection. There's different scenarios you can do with it, but it's a challenge that I would like to set myself, because I always love a challenge. I want to see how hard or how far I can push myself to the brink of, like, I want to give up, you know, actually, you know, push my mind as far as I can.
Physically and mentally, get a challenge.
Yeah. So
what about things like Spartan racing or hell and back and any of those things? Would that interest you at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a go.
Yeah, I've always loved sports with the risk factor of you could get hurt here, or how far can you push yourself until you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And normally I'll end up hurting myself.
That's how that goes.
yeah. But that's one goal that I want to go towards, and like I feel like I want to try with all that's happened. My mind's kind of been opened up to more just boring life, you know, just into the mountains, walking through the mountains, more surfing, stand-up paddleboard. I know everybody's doing that at the moment. It's great fun as well. Yeah. But the fan dance is one thing I want to try and work towards.
What's it called? The fan dance?
The fan dance.
Sounds like a type of like new Michael Flatley dance or something.
We can make it like that.
Next
video come out, me and Stu dancing.
The Welsh mountains. So I think that's all I have to ask you. Do you have anything else to add or anything else you want to chat about, or?
Yeah, I'd probably say the mindset. Again, for people that are probably listening, to be honest with yourself. That's one thing in mindset, to be for positivity. Be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, then you're not really understanding yourself. Yeah. You have to accept, and acknowledge that things aren't always going to go right. Yeah. And you have to take the positives from that. Yeah. You know, in training, if it's not going well, you'll say, "Oh, that's me down the pipe," you know, that's me out.
Or ignore it and just pretend it's not happening.
Yeah. Well, you got to say, you know, this maybe hasn't worked out well, but I have to take a positive from this here. I really have to think, you know, well, you know, it might not have went right, but
why is it not going right? Maybe ask the question why, and then figure out what you can change to make it go right the next time. Or,
and definitely resilience as well. That's
keep pushing back.
Keep pushing yourself, because if you keep on pushing, you're going to go forward, you're not going to go back. You might go back a step, but you're going to learn and acknowledge and keep on going.
Keep growing, keep getting up, and trying. Yeah, that's great. That's great advice in general for life, I think. Every time we've got a guest on, I ask them to share a joke. Now, I get slagged off for jokes every week. I'm used to it. I'm building resilience, shall we say, because I get slagged every week and I keep coming back with another joke. Do you have a joke for us?
Funny you ask. I do. Do you want to hear it?
Go on, yeah, might as well.
Okay, so this friend of mine,
it's a true story.
If you want to do it. It probably is at some point. This has probably happens, okay? So my friend used to start the gym, and he was saying, I started the gym. It went really well. He goes, "Oh, did I? Yeah, I did. He goes, I did 20 minutes of cardio, 10 minutes on the defibrillator, 3 days in the hospital. Magic."
Hope that's not a real life story.
You know. Again, aside of
So Warren's been a pleasure. If you would like to know more about Warren, or get in contact about any of his services, you can contact him at warrentnugent@hotmail.co.uk. You're on Facebook as well.
On Facebook as well.
Wah Nug. Adam is a friend. He needs more friends, so just add him as a friend.
I do. Yes.
No guarantee he'll accept you, but add him anyway. That's about it. Anything else to add?
No, thank you for having me.
No, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming. Hopefully I'll join you for the dance?
Fan dance.
The fan dance
The
in
fan
Wales,
dance, yeah.
or cold water swimming.
I am not a lizard.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining me this week. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed listening to Warren and his stories, and hope you found it entertaining and enlightening in some way. There was a lot of laughing done. I actually had to cut out some of it, and I might edit it in at a later stage. But we basically sat and laughed at each other for a good 60 seconds. So it didn't make great listening because it was, sort of silent, wheezing kind of laughing. So yeah, that's the problem whenever you get friends on the show. But hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions for Warren, or if you have any questions for me to answer at a future date, drop them in, send them in, info@crossfunctionalfitness.co.uk. We've no joke of the week this week. Warren's one, it did the trick for us, it was bad enough. And there's no question and answers this week, but we will be back next week with another show. So have a great weekend, and I will see you next Friday. Well, not see you, I'll be talking, you'll be listening hopefully.